So to kind of finish off this video, I'm going to give you a bit of a deep dive into my Grimoire, or my Book of Shadows. So basically it's on my Notion. I'm keeping it digitally so that I can change things around, have it basically like to have it changed around, and so that I don't, you know, have a fear of messing it up, or if I want to change things around like page wise or information wise, then I can do that. So this was just like the most stress-free kind of easiest way that I think that I could do it. I still want to have like books, a notebook of information, but I'm not sure what I'm going to put in it, because all my Herbalism stuff is going in my Notion as well. I don't know, it's just going to be like notes or something, I don't know. So, you would have seen this at a brief glance in my last updated Notion video, that this is going to actually go into the deep dive of what is in the pages of this, and also give you a bit of insight about my practices and stuff. So this is how I've got it laid out. I've got it as a gallery with all of the different kind of sections, and each of them have a nice pretty picture. And then down the bottom, we've got some tips that are kind of just like unorganized kind of things that I don't really know or don't really have a place to put just yet. And then on this side over here, we have some ideas and pages that I want to put in. So things like local myths, obscure magic tools, lunar planting, garden planning, different recipes, and you can see all that kind of thing. This is an image that I just pulled off of Pinterest. You'll see that a lot of stuff, if I really like the look of the page, or if I can't really be bothered writing out all the information, then I will just like screenshot a photo or like download the image off of Pinterest, so that I can just like stick it in my pages in here. So this is what this kind of is. This is like another extra thing of like what I'm needing to include. I think I have most of this stuff now, so I'll probably get rid of that in a bit. And then down here, just some extra pages that need to be sorted. So all the bottom bit is just extra random stuff that needs to be sorted. But basically the top bit with all the pictures and stuff, that's the most important bit. So the first one, Astrology. This is, at the moment, I believe I've only got my zodiac stuff in here. It's not completely all astrology. I've kind of broken up some of it. You'll see in a bit. But yeah, so here we've got zodiac correspondence energies. And then you can see here that I've like taken images and like just popped it in there. So I've got a breakdown of astrology, and houses, cheat sheets, and then I've written the planets in retrograde, and that's kind of where that is at the moment. Carlos is here. He just likes to follow me around. Next we have my birth chart, which is just like a full separate page for my birth chart. And I do actually need to put the little, what's it called, the graph of it. I forgot what it's called, but anyway. Yeah, so my sun is a Capricorn, I've got my ascendant in Gemini and my moon in Aquarius. And you can see all my houses and all my planets and all that kind of stuff. I still need to put a picture of the thing in there with all of the aspects. And then down the bottom here, I've got crystals that are for my different things. So crystals that are specifically for a sun in Capricorn, my moon in Aquarius, and a Gemini ascending. Obviously this you'll see in a bit, but I've basically got like a giant database that like I kind of split up between the pages. And like that's one of the things that I just thought it was easy to do, because I have so much information like spread everywhere between articles and books and creators and all that kind of stuff, that I just wanted like one place to put all of my information and then like come back to it and still have it added, because I don't like the fact that if like you're in a book and you like fill in a page of information and then you like continue and then later you find out more information, you've got no room to put that information on that page. So it's just a way of like, yeah, making it look a bit nicer for me anyway. Next one is books. This is just basically like a big list of books that I own, have read, want to read, need to buy, that kind of thing. It's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. That list is always growing. Candles, pretty simple. Candle shapes, omens. Actually, I'll make this bigger. Omens, and then as you can see, another database. This is pulled from the same database as like that. I've got the big one, and then this is just broken down into candles, and they tell you I still haven't really finished. I'm nowhere near close to finishing the huge database, but once it is finished, this will have like different pages in there, and like this will have all the correspondence and spells that I can use. And basically, the other thing that I really liked about using Notion is that I can like link stuff. So instead of like flipping through multiple books to like find the information that I need, I can just link it all together in Notion, and I can see, like I can go into candles and then find the pink candles and then find spells that use pink candles and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, crystals and rocks, kind of self-explanatory. Again, none of this is like hardly finished. Crystals for the zodiac, non-water saved crystals. So they're the ones that you can't put in water. But I'll eventually like get all that. And then there's the database again with all the magical properties and what they're used for, and you need to put more information about there, but you get the gist. You get the kind of gist of it. I actually did start out this with a template. So I believe I went on to, I can't remember how I found it, but I actually found someone's grimoire in Notion. Like they didn't have much information in there, but this is kind of where I got the idea of like putting it in there. Because like they did have, I like pulled all of their things into one big database, and so some of the data entries are actually from someone else's, but like I've still edited them and all that kind of stuff. My diary, this isn't really a page that I like touch too often. It's just kind of like what I want to have in my practice and exercises and witchy happenings, which I don't really fill in because I'm kind of lazy. Divine, this is where all of my deity like profiles are going to go. So the main ones that I research are Norse and Greek. From my tattoos, I like Greek and Norse is kind of like a heritage thing for me. So Norse and Greek gods and goddesses, and you can see here that I'm going to like, this is what I'm going to like put with them. So the research offerings, divinations, hobbies, shrines, stories, manifestations, that kind of thing. A lot of that stuff. Energy, I haven't really touched this, but I've just got like 2 articles in here. I'm not entirely sure if I want to do energies and auras as like part of my practice. Kind of have a little bit of it in there, but not 100%. So that page might go. Herbal medicine. This is a lot of the this is a lot of where my other stuff comes in from the Herbalism. This is where I pretty much keep it. I keep it in my Grimoire as well, as opposed to like a separate thing. So you can see here that here are all of my terminology and documents and things. This is a little bit of a mess, but basically I have this list of like, on the American Herbalist Guide, or Guild, sorry, they have like a whole thing about how you can independently study and like how many hours you need. So I'm trying to like follow that. And so this is where I'm keeping documentation of it and all of those things. And then down below we have the database again. And this is huge and unfinished and a mess. Yeah, it's there. So basically, this might be another thing for another day, but basically each materia meta, I think that's how you say it. I've got the description, habitat, uses, medical properties, magical properties, and it's like going to have like a bunch of information in there. So I'm quite proud of this database. I'm quite happy with it, and once I get it all really filled in and a lot of herbs and stuff, I'll be excited to use that and have it all there. But it's gonna take a lot of work. I have realized it's going to take a lot of work. What's next? Herbs. This is more of the magical side of things. So herbal medicine is the herbalist stuff, and then herbs, this is just going to be what they're used for, spells, that kind of thing. However, it is basically the same database, so I might just join those together. Yeah. Hexes and curses, I haven't done anything in here yet because I haven't focused on that yet. It's really just been like the plants and things. Incense, I'm not really too big on incense, so I don't think I will keep this, but I'm just keeping it there for now because I like that picture and it's pretty. Ingredients and items. This is where I keep my big database. This is the full thing. So I've just got a picture here. I need to copy this out because it's really smudged and blurred. But this is the big database that I pull information from for my other pages. So this has everything, and this is the biggest mess on earth. But it's there. I still haven't figured out how I'm going to do tags and stuff like that yet. So that'll probably be a thing that I need to do, is to organize that. This is something that really interests me, is the language of flowers. And yeah, I just have like another database on that I really like. Laws of the universe. This is just all of them written out. Not really much to that. My altar. This is kind of just like a little checklist and like things about my craft and stuff, interests, things I need, and then some like tips and like stuff. I'll show you the proper layout because it doesn't really have the proper layout. So this is my background setup. I did recently buy, I'm so happy, I don't have it here with me because it's at home. I bought a box that is going to be my altar, that I'm just gonna like have stuff in there because I don't really want to like have it all laid out. So it's going in a box, and it's a very pretty box. It's not a subtle box, but yeah. I'm okay with that. It kind of makes it a bit easier to travel. Oils, again, just pulling out from that big database. Recipes, this has been hardly touched, but it is a thing that is getting there. These are all this is recipes for spells, teas, salves, so tinctures, more of the herbalism stuff as well. This is just like all recipes. So that one might be a little bit of a mess later on, but we'll see. Resins, this was part of the template that I like got. This is part of someone else's thing. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it, but like it's nice to have. And I do actually have like a little bit from a book. I have like book sections in here that just like gives it information. Rituals, nothing in here yet, except for big list of that's really supposed to be like the calendar. There we go. But I need to update that, so that's why that's like that. Runes, like I said before, I also work with runes. But yeah, like the rune stuff, that's not much. Basically, it's like the basic meanings of it, the letters, the alphabet, and how to actually like pull runes and use them. Spell list, this is like another database thing. I haven't really done too much with this because I haven't really done that, but I've like gotten a list of, I've got my big lists of stuff here and all that kind of stuff. And also sigil making, witch's ladder, and just some extra information. Sustainability aspect, I just like put like little tips and tricks like that I want to keep in mind. So like lots of thrifting is going to come into this, lots of reusing jars, lots of finding things. Yeah, I do eventually want to learn how to make candles out of beeswax, which would be super nice. But yeah, just like simple stuff like that. Also, don't put salt in soil. Don't put salt in the ground. Bad. Symbols, pretty much what you would expect. I've got alchemical symbols, the witch's alphabet, feather meanings, and like those kind of stuff. Just as like a fun little page to like have all together. It's really just to like organize all of my information. Just have it in one spot. Tarot cards, this is my most used page probably. So I have information about the decks and oracle cards that I own. I also have a little bit of a wish list here that I just started of my decks that I want. Then we come down, we have card meanings from this beautiful image that I pulled, and the tarots and the numbers and like all of the different things, just so I can like have it there to like when I'm doing my readings. And then I also have this one. So one of the tarot sets that I bought is the Wildwood Tarot, and basically it didn't come with a thing. It didn't come with a guide, which is a little bit annoying, but I was actually able to find it online. Like I had to like search around for like different pieces of information. So basically I've just got that all gathered here, and this is like the table of contents. So I can just click on it and it'll take me and it'll show me the meanings of it. And I think this is pulled out of the book, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I just have like a giant list of things that I can like just click on and see. But yeah, that's pretty useful. Then we have the elements. Haven't done much with this page except kind of what each element zodiac represents, their meanings, the tarots, the sun, and the planets, and that kind of stuff. Wheel of the Year. This is my big information about all of the Sabbats, and how to celebrate them and when they are. So again, another list of contents that I can just like click to. So because we're at the start of the year, for me in the Southern Hemisphere, currently we're getting close to Hamas. Can't remember how do you say it. But yeah, or the festival of the first harvest. So I have all of my information here. This is going to expand as well. Like, I'm not finished with this page. This is gonna have a lot more things in it. So yeah, I'm quite happy about that one. Nearly finished. So we have my witch's garden. This is all of the things that I need to plant, the things I want to do in a garden that I currently don't have yet. But again, this is just the big database that I've like pulled from. So yeah, that is getting there. But I do have, in my Notion, I do have a separate page for plants. So I'm gonna keep my plant page as like my house and indoor plant, and then like my witchy garden as like the outdoor. So it's just a little bit more separated. That way I can keep track of both of them and they're not all like jumbled up. Witches, this is a little bit of the history and stuff. I'm also going to put in here creators and articles and stuff of people that I like, of other witches that I follow on social media. I'm gonna put some of their links in here so that I can have quick access to them and so that I remember which ones are useful to me and that kind of stuff. So that I can just like have a list there of, if someone goes, hey, witches that you follow on social media, I can go bam, list. Anyway. And last but not least, we have the witches calendar. This is where the moons and all that come in. So I've got a list of the different moons and when they are for and all that kind of stuff. This will also have, so it's got the calendar, and this has also got day of the week correspondences, which this I pulled out of a witchy book. And then down here we've got days of the week and the moon phases and what you do with them and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that is my grimoire. Obviously it's not finished by any means, and it will probably never be finished. As I grow and learn as a witch, it's going to expand, and like all these pages are gonna have a lot more information than they already do, and I will find more information to put elsewhere and all that kind of stuff. So thank you all. That was my video about researching for my witchy Notion grimoire. Kinda hope this was a nice video. I didn't really kind of have a plan for it. I was just kind of like, I'm just gonna film myself researching some things and maybe talk about some witchy practices that I do. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do like this kind of content or you want something similar, I'm definitely looking forward to filming witchy hauls when I start doing that. But yes, so thank you all so much for watching. Please let me know if you would like something like this again or something similar. I'd love to know. There's kangaroos jumping around the front yard everywhere. It's kind of a little scary. Don't want them busting in. Anyway, for the last time, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!